I want to give credit to Notre Dame. Neil's done a great job year in and year out with really building a top program. I think she's got some really good players. Hannah Hidalgo speaks for herself. She's really hard to play against. And not only offensively is she tremendous in attack mode, but defensively, she's a monster. It reminds me a lot when we had Ari McDonald. She was kind of everywhere. So it makes you change who's handling the ball and stuff like that. So really good player, but really good team basketball and just a lot better than we are right now. So, yeah, tough to play against.
I'd love to hear just what you told the team going into this game because they seem, especially like those first few 5 or 6, 7 minutes of the game, they seem really like locked in and focused and ready to go.
I think they were just all disappointed with how we performed, how we competed against Boston College after that, hanging on to that pit win. I think for us, like, we have so many players out. It's not an excuse. It's just a reality. So the positions are so limited. So I think for us, it's just staying and winning the small things and winning the small victories. No, go. No, go, Capri. Sorry. So, slight interruption. So it's just winning the small things. So you have to look for the victories within the game. So I knew this was going to be a tall order, but in basketball you can win on any given night. But they're just they have a lot more weapons, a lot better than us right now. So winning the small things, we were trying to do really good on the boards. Our objective was to do really good in transition, but we could not guard them. We had a very hard time guarding them. At one point, I think they scored 13 possessions in a row. So that's just tough. Then we had to go zone. We had to go different ball coverages, and those things are hard. I think because we're so out of position, we have a really hard time defending. And usually that's been something that I've been able to make us do regardless. But I think it's hard because Jaws playing the wing. I have 2 forwards playing. We have a 4-player playing the point guard. So I think that just their habits and how they're used to defending is really hard. Jaws not used to receiving on balls, so we're getting rejected on a lot of on balls. We're allowing rejections, and just kind of the habits and how we play. And then we're not able to finish well enough inside to capitalize on offense. So we have a really hard time defensively. It's out of position.
I mean, you did say one of the goals was out rebounding them, and you did that.
Yeah.
So
that's a victory for us. We're not great right now. So one of the victories is winning the rebounds and doing those small things. And then actually we shot a pretty good percentage. I mean, we don't usually shoot 43% from the three. So doing the small things, having confidence, it's very hard when you're really short. You don't go into a game saying, oh, we're going to lose, but you're saying, okay, these are things I want to focus us, narrow our focus to try to win. And then you keep it like that. But, obviously there came a point where we fatigued. I mean, Yana was playing like 40 minutes and or Zara 40. It's hard. I'm asking a lot, but they don't have bad attitudes. They don't give up. They always try. And that's what you have to ask for as a coach.
I mean, you're always harping on shooting the right threes, and Zara obviously 5 for 8.
She took a couple of the wrong threes, but a couple of miles like Zara. But it's like I also want her to be aggressive. So, and this is another thing when you look up for the small victories. Another thing that I'm intentional about is Zara's a player we're going to build around. So putting her in situations where she can attack, where things are a little hard. I don't mind her getting her pocket picked and stuff. Do I love the 7 turnovers? No. But she has to learn and she has to grow and she's got to be put in situations and she's not there yet. So it's my job to make sure she's in these tough situations. So next year when I have better players around her, she can really flourish. And she's doing that and she still played well. But she didn't play her best game. She forced probably like 8 shots or 6 shots. But if I'm her, like, it's hard too if everybody's standing. So it's a twofold. It's a double-edged sword.
Coach, you touched on Hannah Hidalgo and her on-ball defense. Strategically, I mean, what is a way that you could alleviate your ball handlers, because she puts so much pressure on them?
I mean, normally I have a ball handler that can still, I think if you have a true point guard, they can, like if Ty can still, even though Hannah could turn her over, like Ty could still hand her on. So I think we don't have a point guard. And so that's a really hard situation. We don't have a true one. And typically with our system, we have athletes. So like if we had Ari could hold her own against Hannah. If we have a true point guard, I think Ty would maybe struggle to guard her, but I think she'd also have to guard Ty. So I think we just don't have, we have a 4 playing the 1. So it's really hard to run offenses. And then we have Zara, who's also not a 1. So the backup 1 isn't a 1. So we just don't have a point guard.
With only a few games left in the season, what do you like about your team as far as the building blocks going into next season? Not, the season's still going on.
Yeah, so we only have a couple games left. So I like the fact that Zara has grown this season, the fact that Zara has been put in different situations to be successful and to not achieve success. So I like that adversity she has to face because that will help us later. I like that she's been our go-to player and that she's had to take a lot of shots. She's had to do a lot of hard things because that's going to help later. I like that she's had to learn how to lead a little bit and she's had to step outside herself because those are all things, those are all building blocks for the future. And so we'll get her back and we'll add some really good players around her and then we'll be in a good situation.
Did you have any particular message for your seniors on senior night?
It just play hard. My message to the team was play hard for the seniors. And Yana did that. Yana came out and she 35-25, 5 for 11. 16 points, 7 assists. She played her heart out, playing point guard for 31 minutes of those, which is never something Yana didn't play a lot the last couple of years at Ole Miss. And she's coming here and now she's played in the last 10 games of the season as a point guard. That I'm putting her in a very tough situation. So as a coach, you have to give grace and you have to build them up and you have to extract the best. And I think I've done that with Yana. I think she's done that, and I've done that with her, kept her confident. When she was turning the ball, I was like, that's okay. She has quick hands. Let's just get you out the ball for a second. It's not a thing. I'm not one of those coaches that's, oh, damn, what are you doing? Because I'm asking her to be a point guard. She's not a point guard. So I'm asking her to step outside herself and do something that's really hard. So I'm not going to be mad about that. Ja is getting beat. I'm asking Ja to guard one of the best All-American guards in the country. That's not easy. So I'm not mad when she reaches and gets beat because she's guarding a really fast player that's a better player than her. So you just kind of do. Now, did I like that she went right all the time when the game plan was for her not to go right? But then I looked, we're on our heels so much, we don't have a chance to even force her left. So I have to be realistic about some of those situations and know this is what we have. So try to make the best out of it. And I think that I'm not super upset about the game. I'm mad we lost, but it was going to be a very hard game to win, but we competed and they tried. They did their best. We did make some silly mistakes, but we don't have the capability of doing that much more with who we are. We have 0 guards. We have one guard coming off a bench who's a freshman that wasn't even with us the first half of the year. So it's just a tough situation, but it is what it is. We have a couple games left, and then I start recruiting.
That definitely had to be one of our best crowds this season.
Yeah, it was great.
How lively it was, especially on senior night.
Yeah, it was great. I was really happy. I thought they had some fans, but our crowd was really good. And this is how I think that even better, but I think that this is how we can be consistently. I don't know the number. The count was 3,200. I really feel that next year, because this is how it is. This is how women's basketball is. You win, they come. When I first got here at SMU, we have 300 fans, 300 fans probably. When I first got to Arizona, we had less than 300. And so then a couple years later, our goal was for 1,000 in Arizona. I built up, we had 10,000 fans a game. We were one of the best in the country. So I'm going to do that here. Maybe we don't get to 10,000 because it's a different city with a lot more to do, but we can, I know we can get to 3,000 or 4,000. I really am confident in that. But you got to put a product on the floor that wins. You got to put good players that people want to see, which we're doing that this offseason. We will have those players next year, and we're going to win, and we'll be competitive. So there is no doubt in my mind that we'll do that. And then just people don't want to come see you lose every game, so they want to see you win and compete. And I don't have a doubt. I wouldn't have came here if I didn't think we could do it. I wouldn't be at SMU.